Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast. We have got a great show for you today. What do you got, Diego?
So today we have Vanessa Mosqueda, and this show talks about overcoming life-changing accidents, things to look out for when buying your first house, building your brand, and most importantly, how lenders make mistakes by chasing the money.
Chasing money. I love the way you put that and what it's like to be an in-house lender. Do you want to be an in-house lender? And here's the reasons why yes, and here's the reasons why no. I love the way she put it. Let's enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast, where we educate the masses in a not so boring way, just how you like it. Here's your hosts, Ryan Domis and Diego Vasquez.
Welcome to Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Diego Vasquez, with
Ryan Domis
and
Vanessa Mosqueda.
All right. So this is going to be a fun episode today, you guys. We actually just got back from Mastros.
That's right.
I was pissed because I was like, we're going to go to Mastros right now, and we're going to get trashed. Well, not we. You guys are going to get trashed before the episode. We're going to be like this, folks. We're going to have tomahawk steaks. We're going to have gnocchi. We're going to have all the fixins that they have there. Yeah. The freaking, the tower... dude, butter cake.
Oh, the butter cake, the Wagyu rolls,
the butter cake,
the old fashions, and the espresso martinis that were really good.
Yes.
Right? Did you like?
They hit.
Sir, you're
What did you
describing
think?
our entire night.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I'm bummed out about is the fact that we didn't like rev our engines against each other. You know?
That should have been cool. Oh, I like that.
Well, no, I took off because I wanted to be on time.
Diego was on time. Diego was the only one on time showing up, by the way.
These guys were like an hour late.
We were
and I'm
late.
Like,
We were late.
So
Okay.
Joaquin, thank you for being so
hold
patient.
on.
We met
Are
some people in the bar.
producers ever on time?
No.
We don't even show up to meetings.
Damn right. Okay, I like the
Okay.
way you put that. But who did we meet in the bar today?
I met a doctor. She's amazing.
Ooh.
Beautiful. She loved my dress so much. I was like, girl, I don't know the designer. Just check the tag. And she loved that. I'm sorry.
I love it.
So we have a really cool episode for you guys today because we have someone who's a top producer that is not feeling what a lot of other loan officers are feeling.
No, we love her unique perspective on things.
Oh, I love that.
There's a lot of stuff that she's doing that other lenders don't, experience that she has that other lenders don't, and because of that, she's able to just really give information and educate her clients, so that way she just keeps getting business, and while everybody else is, as we like to say, all these other lenders are eating cup of noodles when they used to be at Mastros, like we just were tonight.
Literally.
That being said, so Vanessa,
Let's start off with the fact that producers never underperform.
Oh, I love that. Just giving it, like, twisting that screwdriver
Sorry.
right into the ribs. I love it.
she's got good info, you guys.
Yes, she does.
And now we talked, and we've become friends since the first time that we've met.
Yes.
Vanessa's so cool, and you know what? I grill lenders and realtors, but mainly loan officers. I like to grill them at first and be like, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Let me test your knowledge.
And she passed with flying colors. I'm sure she would freaking just, literally like just blow me out of the water. So I was really impressed. I was impressed by how much you know because of how you got started in the business. So please, just so they can understand what I understand about you, how did you get in the business? How long you've been doing this? And what about the amount of time that you've been doing this? Like, what about that made you learn and become such a badass?
God, where do I even begin? So I started when I was 20. I was a broke college student.
Oh, yeah.
And I was literally looking for a job while pursuing business.
It's very hard to like imagine you as a broke college student, by the way, because you're so damn like, I'm going to fucking succeed. Nobody's going to stand in my way. But you were there at one time.
Well, I love that. I was just a woman with a mission.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was going to say a bitch on a mission, but
Damn,
we'll
I
keep
like
it
that
classy
too.
and say I was a woman on a mission, and I've always been smart, and I just was out looking for a way to make it to the top, and I fell in love with real estate. Real estate found me. I got hired by a broker who needed me to basically run their business. They were not educated. And in the process of teaching them how to run a business, because I was trying to open up my own business, which was a fashion boutique, which I did pretty well, I realized that I loved real estate. I didn't grow up rich. My parents never owned real estate. And I was like, wait a minute, it's this easy to own real estate. It's this easy to do this. And as I started learning how to grow my way through the industry, and then I started dealing with uneducated professionals, disregard the comment, but it's the truth. Anybody that is good at sales can sell anything. But there's a difference when you see the beauty and the nature of it, and then you add your educational background behind it, and then the drive. You're unstoppable, especially when you find the motive of making other people millionaires off of real estate.
That's incredible to like take people and make them millionaires.
Yeah, which I have and continue to have. And I love that. I love the fact that I built the corporate ladder. I dropped out of college to pursue my career. And I made millionaires in the long run, and I continue to do so. It doesn't matter the rate. It doesn't matter the market. When you have a vision and you believe in it and you want it, that's all your mind sets, like it's set at, you know?
So I hear her saying certain like kind of keywords or key phrases that when you get into the business, and whether any type of sale business, you have certain phrases that you can stand behind because you've probably said this so many times to your clients, especially. I mean, you said you've made millionaires. When you say that, you have somebody in mind. What's an example of somebody that you've helped out that you're like, this person started from here and now they're a millionaire?
My parents, my life, my background. I'm not selling a fake dream. I'm not selling a product that is going to give me a better, lucrative lifestyle as we see online with all these realtors and lenders. The truth is that it stemmed from my own family. I had a father who was born here. I had a father who had the American career. I had a father who dropped out of college, dropped out of high school, literally has not even a college degree. And he made money just based off of his back. And he was a producer and he was a provider. And he just knew that he had to work hard to provide for his stay-at-home wife and his family. And in the process of that, he made enough money to buy real estate. But the problem is he wasn't educated enough because he was busy providing. So when my dad was given the opportunity to buy real estate, he made it enough to go look at homes, but he would back out because he wasn't educated to understand the process. Had he had been educated in that process and had given the fact that he was a provider, we probably would have owned 5-10 houses by now. But because he lacked one thing, that kept us from owning so many times. So when I finally got old enough, I got educated and I tapped into real estate. I was like, Dad, we're going to make this happen. We have to do this. We have to do that. And before you know it, we have over a $3 million real estate portfolio.
Wow.
So when I'm able to amplify that and place that from my own hard work, my own history, and I'm able to give that to my clients, I have probably made over 600 families millionaires.
Wow.
Damn,
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
just to put everybody in perspective, we were at Mastro's tonight with our boy Jake.
Yes.
At Mastro's in Costa Mesa, right next to South Coast Plaza. You, me, Diego, Jake. And the way you talked about your father and how he set a standard for you that you knew, like, this is what I want in life and this is something that I won't put up with.
Yep.
I love the way you talk about your dad.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what caliber we are in, especially men. Obviously, it's expected of you guys, right? But as a woman who comes from a home that I was raised by a provider, a man that gave us everything, he stemmed the same energy into me. So my hobby is my career. I love my career. I love it. Does it define me? No. Does it make me? No. It's a career that I tapped into and it has become my hobby. But at the end of the day, it will never take away from a man's power or will.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that. That was such a good way you put that so
But
well.
yeah.
Like butter. Because you and I talked about this. We're like, we want to ask you this question about where you find your motivation. And Diego's like, we got to throw some spice on it.
All right, you want the spice? I don't think you guys are ready for it. And you guys are not probably going to be ready for my
We're
answer.
so ready.
Well, first off, I mean, you said something real cool that I think not a lot of women talk about. So thanks for backing us up. It's expected of men, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't get the pat on the back for, being a provider, for taking your wife out of work and to raise the child. And that's not as glamorous. Like, a lot of women, maybe they even have a like an identity crisis because they're like, who am I? I'm just here, I'm taking care of this child now. And in that in and of itself is, that's a career. It's a career choice. That's a successful person who wanted to have a child and raise that child. And I think they're taking that away from women. That being said, you chose to be you chose to be a producer.
Yeah.
And to be a producer, you have to think like a man and act like a man sometimes. In a male-dominated industry, like how do you still stay feminine? And what's the dating life like?
Yeah, what's
being
that
such
like?
a badass?
Okay, so I'm going to just dissect everything you just said, and I'm going to break it down. And our podcast might take a bit longer, but I'm going to honor both bros in their way that they should be, okay? So, ladies, if you have a man, a provider, who is allowing you to be a mother and you're going through your midlife crisis or whatever it is, postpartum depression, and you're allowed to do that without having to pay anything, honor your man. It's okay to go through your weird phases, your depression, but the fact that you're able to do that at home without having to worry about a bill, honor your man and honor yourself and respect it, because most women can't even do that, okay? So I wish I could say I had a free mental breakdown while my man is out there providing. Like, take it for what it is.
You might get canceled for that one.
It's okay, but it's the truth. It's okay.
Yourself.
And the reason I say this is because I am a provider. I'm a provider for myself, and I step up to a role that fits a man, and I make what most men make or more. So if I had a man that took care of me and respected me and allowed me to be a mother and go through postpartum depression without having to worry about a bill, honey, I'm running and taking it with me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And just honor it. 2, as a woman, I always say this, my career chose me. It really did choose me, and I love what I do, and I love the fact that I knew from a very young age that I was going to tap into the corporate ladder and make more than the average man without having to have a degree and have so much college debt. Am I excusing education? No, but not a lot of people get lucky and are able to break that. 2, I love what I do. I genuinely love what I do. It's in my blood. I can sell all day. I can do whatever, but at the end of the day, I'm an image of my own craft. I sell and perform and live what I do based off of what I said, my family, myself, and my clients. My clients are my family. Am I going to make this a thing where it's going to be my role? No. I'm excited to find my provider, to find my man and say, hey, I can't wait that you found an amazing girl that has an amazing career, makes over 100 figures. But guess what, honey? My career is my hobby. I'm just complimenting you. And that's it. Because at the end of the day, my career.
100 figures is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
You mean like, like 6 figures?
6 figures
100
or whatever.
figures, man.
I mean, whatever. But the IRS does not think that. So we're not going to go there.
Yeah,
but the
she
point
makes no money. This is all hearsay.
But the point is, my career does not define me. It does not define my role, and it does not take my femininity away.
No, it doesn't define you
It's
as a
just
female.
a compliment. So what I am and who I am and what I'm good at is just a compliment of the man that I'm with and whoever I end up with, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I look forward to that. I love the fact that when I do find my partner, I'm like, this is what I build. How am I going to compliment you? How am I going to build you up and add more value to you based off of just what I built?
Boy,
which
that's such a
it.
healthy way of looking at a
I
relationship.
love it.
I love that
Yeah.
you fit that in. You're like, hey, I'm doing great, but by the way, this is how you fulfill a relationship in a successful
By
manner.
the way, well, I've been busy waiting for you to come into my life. This is what I've been building. I've been building a career. I've been helping the community. I've been helping families that literally are scared to buy their first home become millionaires. And I live in a beautiful home.
Yeah.
And this is all great, but this has nothing to do with you.
No.
It's how am I going to amplify you and build you?
That's right, because we see you in Miami,
Yeah.
New Orleans, New York. You're killing it. But what are you doing? At 1 a.m., you're on your laptop.
I'm
still
nonstop.
killing it.
Yeah. And listen, when you allow God to lead your life and you allow him to just lead you in whatever you're meant to do, you get to reap the beauty of your fruit of labor.
Yep.
So with that being said, yes, I get to travel. Yes, I get to be in planes in first class. But guess what? I'm not just sitting there living the luxury life.
That's true.
I am issuing pre-approvals. I'm running numbers. I'm having meltdowns. I have cried so many times.
Go and brush your shoulders off.
Stop it. But you know what? That comes with the beauty of it. And I can't wait until I can say one day, I used to do this alone and I used to cry over stress or whatever, but now I get to share it with my future husband, with my kids, and now I get to lead them into a better example of what I stemmed off of nothing. And that's it.
That's like the Miss America answer. You're like,
Damn right.
They
It was
do
so
love
And
good.
listen, I'm a Latina that was, no, but listen, I was a Latina. I wasn't
were.
born here.
You're not.
I
not
came
anymore?
from Mexico. And I came here as an immigrant and I built myself from the ground up. And at the end of the day, it doesn't take away, the American dream does not take away from the fact that a man is a man and his ability to lead and provide no matter what I create or what I am. Some people might think like, oh, she's a boss babe or a boss bitch and she's independent. Yes, my independency is beautiful, but it's just waiting for its right.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we're so getting canceled on this.
Oh, no.
episode.
And the truth is, you do not need anybody to support you, whether it's a
No, I
man
don't.
or a female, because it's
I don't.
2023 or whatever. Or a refrigerator. I'm telling you, anybody that identifies as anything does not need to support you because
No.
you're so
I
Yeah.
identify as a
The
refrigerator.
IRS will
That's what I
tell you.
tell
The
girls on the
IRS will
Tinder
tell you
date.
that. I'm like, my IRS tab will tell you that. But the point is that when I was raised by a queen, and she always taught me, we are the value of our men, right? We even you guys out. So
Oh, yeah.
if I expect the best, I'm gonna give myself the best. So when that person comes in, he better match me and give me better.
Dude,
And
that
that's
makes
it.
the pool so small.
Yeah.
because
It's so hard.
Because
It's
so
so
many men,
hard.
they're just like I'm sure they're gonna get intimidated, and it's not just a sense like like they look at it and they're like, she makes more money than me, so that already boom. So now you got to look for people that make 10 figures too.
But it's not about the money. It's about where is your character? Are you a leader? Because there's, like we all know, back in the day, there was a lot of kingdoms, right? But a lot of kingdoms failed because the king was weak. He relied on his money. He relied on his persona or whatever. I need to know where your character stands. Is your character, doesn't matter the money. Where are you going to lead me with the character? Are you going to break us into more or not?
I love it. I love hearing somebody talk about character.
I'm just saying.
It's like the 1800s. It still fucking matters.
Well, I'm just
It still
saying,
matters.
I lead my business off of my
That
character.
was the first F-bomb of the show, by the way.
So when you're done blowing her, if you want to ask a question.
Well, here's the thing.
Cool.
I was gonna.
'Cause
Here's
you
the
know.
thing. To make your offers more
Diego, am I
competitive.
making you feel small right now?
No, I love it.
No, because here's the thing. We have a list
Hey.
of questions like we have with every guest, but we love where you're taking us. So we want to base that off of what you're saying.
Listen, the
Yeah.
fact that I'm able to be Vanessa and swim around sharks and
Fuck yeah.
I'm able to honor you guys and applaud you, and the fact that you guys have your own homes and have your own wives like you who just became a father at no cost, and you look you don't even look stressed out about it with whether you are or not.
Because she handles everything, dude.
That is beautiful.
She's
That
a
is
queen in her
beautiful.
own right.
That is beautiful.
They're the
You know?
cutest
But
baby.
no matter what caliber I stand in right now, it does not mean it makes a man immune from my role.
No.
Period. You know? So,
No, it's cool that you're saying that. Like you're saying, I'm willing. Like, yes, I'm a boss. I'm a boss babe, and I make all this money. And when we come together, we're gonna join together like freaking
And
two
become one.
forces and become one. But you're willing to like, okay, when the time comes for the right man, I am willing to take a step back. And I feel like a lot of women feel that way. They're just looking for the right man.
Correct.
Maybe they just need to figure out what their role is sometimes.
you have to, I honestly believe that before you become joint with anybody or you find your partner, you really have to go do your soul searching. So with that being said, we had this discussion in dinner. The first few years of my career when I started in real estate when I was 20, I was just all about taking any job, doing whatever it took to get to where I'm at now. But then when you finally get to that quota of where you're at, you take your test and you become a producer. Listen, the first 2 months after I got licensed, which is unheard of, I was already closing over 2 million.
Oh, shit.
Like that became a walk in the park for me. But it's because I was putting in the work after hours. I was working 7 days nonstop. I was working 30 days nonstop. I knew what I was doing. I knew my craft, and I knew what I was sacrificing to get to where I'm at now. However, does that mean that I worked on my inner self? No. That just meant that I was just adding band-aids to my character while building my career.
Okay.
So when I finally got to where I got to, I was so unhinged. I was like, wait a minute. I can make all this money. I can do this. I can close these numbers. I'm like a walking little goddess in a man's world.
And how old were you?
I was 25 or 26.
25, 26, you know,
Yeah.
breaking, you know what, maybe like 30, 40K a month.
Yeah. And I felt unstoppable. And then I was like, if I'm successful
you
and
felt, what is it called? You felt, what's the word? I already messed it up. There was a word. You felt invincible.
Invincible, yes.
Invincible.
I felt invincible. I was like, listen, I'm 26, I'm 27, I'm 28. I make more than the average household. I produce, I'm known, I'm good at my craft or my shit, and I'm good.
So here's the thing. So from a lending standpoint, what can buyers do right now to make their offer more competitive? What can they do to beat out those 17, 25 other offers right now?
Honestly, God, where do I even begin? You really have to test your agent and your lender. There's a lot of new talent emerging, and that's beautiful, and that's great. We all started somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But in the reality of the real market, now when rates are low and everybody can walk around like we're all producing, you really have to deal with a team that knows their shit, that knows their craft, that has production, that has numbers, that moves volume. Listen, anybody can negotiate a seller credit. Anybody can tell you what to do. But if you're working with a lender who's not offering you programs where the broker or another lender is saying, oh, that's not doable, that's not feasible, that's not reality, you're working with the wrong team.
Ooh. I like the way
I was
you
gonna
threw that.
I was gonna ask her that too. How can your average buyer differentiate between that, like just your run of the mill, you know, rate selling lender versus someone like you?
Listen, I don't sell rates. I sell production. I sell dream. And with that being said, I have to get creative and I have to move around programs and products and look at I have to understand your income. I have to understand your credit. It's not just like, oh, your credit's $800 and you have $500 in debt. We can't make any. No, I have to dissect your stuff. I know my credit reports. I know credit history. I know if you're working with a lender that's telling you, let's remove a collection. Listen, removing collections all the time is not the wisest thing. If you're working with a lender who doesn't understand their credit reports, that's a red flag. If you're working with a lender who doesn't understand your debt and they're just manipulating a ratio, that's a red flag. If you're working with the lender who doesn't understand their programs or their guidelines, that's the biggest red flag.
But how does a buyer know the difference?
Well, one, it starts with the fact that everything that I just said, if they're not offering you those key points up front, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I would say
If they ask you, how about my down payment assistance? Oh, you know, I don't know. You might not get qualified or whatever. No, a real lender knows if you're qualified up front for the programs or not. A real lender knows if you qualify for it based off of your income, your FICO. If they can't even offer you credit rescores complimentary and they're saying you got to pay $400 or $500 and we have to take you this route, that's another red flag.
Yes,
I love that you're just throwing it out there right now. Like, hey, you're not doing this right. You're not doing that right. Red flag, use me.
If you're working with the lender, if any lender or realtor, the first thing they're trying to sell you is a rate, run for your money. Because that realtor does not understand the market, does not understand how lending works, and they're trying to stroke your ego where you want to be told what you want to hear. And that's not how our industry works.
Yeah, they just hear what Fox News or MSNBC tells them to think about.
And here's my thing. I don't watch the news. I don't even have TVs in my house. I don't live in reality. And guess what? Me living in non-reality of whatever is going on, I'm doing just fine, and so are my clients.
You're focused as hell.
That's it.
You tune all that out because we talked about that at Mastro's. She was like, I'm going to tune out all the bad news, the good news, all of the news.
I don't watch the news.
Just so I can get my shit done.
Yeah.
And I found that
Be
very
the
motivating.
news.
Be the news.
And listen,
Be the news.
you
Be
might
the
say,
news, yeah.
you might say, oh, that lender doesn't watch the news. That's a red flag. No,
Yes.
sweetie, I have a real estate portfolio to back it up. I have my income. I have the IRS bills. I live my life off of that, and I just lead and follow. And a lot of my clients, they can even answer the questions or the comments. The truth is, they're still building their own portfolios regardless of what the news is saying.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
if you're a realtor and you've aligned yourself with an investor, you're one of the people that's gonna make it past all this stuff that's happening.
And you need
in
to
the market.
ask your realtors and your lenders: do you own property? Does your family own property? Where did you learn your information from?
Damn
How
right.
are you comparing it?
Yeah, right.
How many clients have you sold? Where did your last clients in the last 12 years, where are they at now? Are they hitting you up? Are they following up with you? Are they asking to buy another house? Do they understand the caliber of their equity? Do they understand where they're at? Are they calling you for HELOCs? Are they trying to get creative? If your clients are not getting creative with you in any form of way to build more wealth, because the moment you buy a house and you understand, and that your realtor and lender educates you on the power of equity, and they're not building wealth continuously, you're not working with the right team. That's
right.
all I have to tell you.
Damn right. I love that you just stick
Our
it to 'em. You're like,
market is not
"You
rates.
suck."
We're not rate driven. If I was rate driven, or if I was salary driven, I would not be where I'm sitting at right now, and neither would you guys. We would not be driving the cars that we have. We would not be wearing the Rolexes. Whatever we have, we would not be sitting here.
I'm a Rolex wearing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Porsche driving. Porsche driving. We got
But
two
I'm
Porsche
just saying,
drivers
yeah,
over here.
we are.
They both
But-
have a Porsche.
And we also have a real estate portfolio to back it up. But the point is, if I looked at if I nickeled and dimed my whole entire career off of that, we would not be sitting here where we're at.
No.
So, and
We'd still
we know
be
this.
eating Mastros, but just in credit card debt.
Yeah,
as opposed
we're
to where
not
we
doing
are
that.
now.
And I have no credit card debt. So when my clients,
Hell
I
yeah.
have clients who are attorneys, who are doctors. We can all say that. I'm educating doctors on how to break through the IRS barrier, honey.
Yeah, you just made
Because-
friends with somebody at the bar
Yeah,
tonight
another
that invested
doctor.
in
She's
assisted
beautiful. I can't
living.
wait to add her onto it.
She was like, "Oh, I own $30 million in assisted living real
Yeah.
estate." We're like, "What?"
Yeah.
So, Vanessa, I have a question for you. And this is to help out buyers and loan officers. I think this is a question that's going to help everybody out. So, when somebody says, after you've given them all the information and they still go, "But Vanessa, what's my rate?" What comes to mind?
I told you on the payment first, right? Were you complaining? Were you happy?
On the payment. I love that you
No.
focus
So
on the payment.
what does the rate have anything to do with what you're happy with?
Shit. The payment.
Why are you complaining about what you have to pay the government? Be happy about where you're comfortable. The government's going to reward you later on when the rates drop. So it doesn't matter.
So what you're saying is
I'm just saying.
forget about this rate, because
There is no rate,
You
yeah.
literally, you can give somebody the payment and they're happy with the payment. They're like, my payment's, I don't know, $5,000. You know what? I can do that. But what's my rate?
Listen.
Why are you asking me this question? We
Listen.
just talked about the payment.
When you're renting and your landlord says your rent is, I'm a landlord. I own more than one property.
Oh yeah.
And I tell my tenants, your rent in LA, for example, in downtown in the route where there's prostitutes, is $2,800, $3,000. You do not give a shit about the rate. And my rate is 100% because you're paying my mortgage and you're building my wealth and you're paying my IRS bill and you're stemming my equity over $400,000. You don't care. So if you're owning your own home and you're stemming into your equity, and I say your rate's 7, 8, 10%, it doesn't matter as long as you're comfortable.
As long as you can afford the payment.
As long as
That's
you can
all
afford
you
the
can
payment.
do. And I speak from experience. I'm not selling you on something or a dream that I don't even have or don't even own or I don't even pay for. It's the truth.
Damn right. Speaking of experience,
Mm-hmm.
you have been asked and have been part of the in-house lender experience.
Yes.
Because
My
Vanessa's
God.
in such high demand,
Oh.
offices want you as their in-house lender.
Yes.
What do you got to say about that?
Okay, what I have to say about that is most people that are riding their egos on being in-house lenders, good for you. I don't even have the capacity to sustain such. I would rather give my clients personal experience off of not doing that. But I love the fact that some of my brokers love me and trust me. They know that I'll deliver and make them happy, and I create residual business for them. But you really need to make sure that you're working with the lender who's seasoned and knows what they're doing. Half the time I inherit so many agents that are new or old, and they're so manipulated by their in-house lenders, which is what I hate. And their in-house lenders like, that can be done, that can be done. And they're sold on this illusion. And I saved so many deals. I saved deals left and right. I just saved 3 more deals today. And some of them were new talent. And I had to unfuck their mindset. And
Unfuck.
literally, I'm sorry,
Not
excuse my
fuck it,
language,
but
but I am
unfuck
fuck.
it.
They were like, my broker can't even do this in 3 days. I literally opened escrow, disclose, lock, send my LAE, and send my file into underwriting in less than 1 day. So the truth is, in-house lenders, you guys better know your shit and gear your agents the right way, because
Or
if
Vanessa's
not,
gonna come get
they're
your
talking
client.
bad about you. But I also hate it because some of us are really good, and as lenders, we have to really look up numbers on the broker side. Brokers will promise you the world just to pay their bills.
So you had a recent in-house lending experience that did not go as expected. What happened?
And that's correct. So for all you lenders, just so you know, brokers look up your numbers. They look at your production and they know that you're making money or you're not. When they know you're making money and they know that you're producing and your numbers speak for itself, they're going to manipulate you and tell you whatever you want to hear to stroke their own ego so you can feed into it. At the end of the day, they're not going to produce because their numbers don't represent that. And then they expect you to show up and perform for them, but they can't even host their own performances. Ooh, that rhymed.
Oh, I love that.
But the point is, if you already have a solid book of business, cater to them more than a brokerage, because at the end of the day, a lot of these realtors don't even feed their own in-house lenders.
No.
No, they don't.
So
And
save
because,
your time and your money.
And usually the in-house lenders, like they're like, just like you said,
They
they're
yeah.
the type that are like, that can't be done.
Yeah.
You know, they complain about
Yeah.
the leads. The leads are weak. The leads are weak.
And let me tell you,
They bring the bagels and the croissants
And
for
it's
the
horrible.
team meeting, and
Yeah.
then they're like, "Sorry,"
And
I
they're all
can't do
stale.
that.
They're from yesterday.
you
They have like a bite in it already.
You had that situation where a past in-house lender of ours was like, "Oh wait, I thought I could do it, but I can't. Sorry, bro."
so I'm going to tell you.
And guess who came in and saved the day?
I'm going to tell
That's
you.
right.
I'm going to tell you guys. I have been placed in so many times where I've been told to show up and do meetings or host or bring beer or whatever. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it.
You hear
I'm
that,
gonna be
agents?
raw. I'm gonna be raw and
You hear that,
real. I'm gonna be
brokerages?
raw and very real right now. I
Yeah.
fucking hate it
Good.
because I don't fit that caliber. I don't fit that personality. I am not that personality. I do it because I'm told. But as I'm doing it, I'm like these people. I was gonna say these mofos, but these people look at me like every other in-house lender or whatever it is, and I am not part of that. So I just avoid it. I'll contribute. I'll participate. I'll chime in, but when you ask me to do all of that,
You're like,
torturous.
You're like, I got. But see, that's the thing, is because you're actually busy.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
like,
so
I
busy,
got
but I'm
things to
blessed.
do. Like, I'm
Yes.
blessed with business. I'm busy working. I'm busy making money for other people, making other millionaires. You let, Sally from, New American get you your bagels.
Honestly, I hate it. Like, I get invited to so many events and I wish I was there. Like, I pay for some of these events to show up and I can't. Like, and I tell my agents, wouldn't you rather me be behind my desk, breaking my head, making your shit work versus me partying and hosting events that don't add any value to anything?
So that being said, Vanessa, what do, besides asking you to bring bagels, what do agents and lenders do that just drives you nuts?
First of all, screw the bagels. I give you checks.
Ooh.
But we're not gonna go there.
Okay, him and I would take a check any day over
I'll take
a
a check.
bagel.
I'll
I'm
take a
not
check.
going to
Give me
be
a check.
present. Truth is, if you ask any of my agents or brokerages, I'm not present in any of your activities. Let the other new lenders stroke your egos. I'm giving you checks.
Good.
And it's the truth. I don't have a life. There's a reason why Botox exists. But the point is, a lot of stuff drives me crazy with a lot of these realtors and lenders, and I might get canceled. I think I got canceled at the beginning when I gave you guys more power than a woman should. But the truth
We
is,
thank you for that.
Yeah, we do.
half the time I question your guys' team leads.
Ooh.
I feel like I need to create like my own system of interviewing team leads because you guys are giving too much commission where it doesn't even belong. If I'm asking you questions and you're a new agent and you're like, oh, I don't know, my recent lender couldn't do it and it's already been 6 days and I think I'm just gonna cancel it. I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
Give me your listing agent's number. Let me
Yeah.
call them. Let me fix it.
Listing
Everything you
agent should
just
know
missed
it.
out in 6 days.
Totally.
We're gonna address that really quickly.
Yep.
If your client needs credit restoration and they're making you pay, call me. That's
Yeah.
part of our lending service.
I like that.
Wow.
If you think DPA doesn't work on you, down payment assistance, because your lender doesn't want to get
Thought it
paid
was a
full,
different kind of DP.
if your down payment assistance does not want to get paid full comp and you need a home, call me.
Yeah.
If they're telling you it's not real, call me.
Yep.
I mean, I can go on and on and on. But what I hate the most is when they say, oh, you can't buy because you have a car. Sir, there's options. Miss, don't manipulate the client with their credit If you can't offer opportunities or options, we got issues.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
Right. We got issues.
Motherfucker.
There's a reason why I salvaged a lot of loans from that mortgage guys. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Because she's the mortgage chick.
The mortgage chick. Yo, what's your IG? Tell us.
That mortgage chick. There's a reason. By the way, a lot of people have tried canceling me to get my name. You're not going to get it. Also, I salvage loans for a living. I literally just salvaged 3 new loans from other brokerages, other lenders. And honestly, half the time it's stupidity. It's because they don't know
Or
their
ego.
shit. Their ego.
Yes.
Listen, you are who you are based off of what you know.
Yep.
I told myself, if I'm going to be good at what I do, I better be 1,000% good at it, or I'm going to step aside.
Yeah.
Know your shit.
Buyers
Know your
don't.
shit.
Buyers don't
Yeah.
give up. Right. If you hear from one person that it can't be done, find someone else that can get it done.
Yeah.
Every lender has their secret sauce. Every agent has
Yep.
their secret
Yeah.
sauce. I met. You don't know how many clients that I was blessed enough to take over because their agent they'd been looking for over a year. I'm sorry, but if you're looking for over a year,
That's a red flag.
that's your agent's
Yeah.
fault.
So
Like,
I'm gonna
Please.
interrupt you. I don't want to be
Please.
rude, but I know this is gonna sound crazy coming from me. If you are a realtor or you are new talent, the first thing you need to do, if your team lead's not telling you, it's because they're in bed with their in-house lender. You need to diversify your lender portfolio
Oh.
because
diversify your bonds.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
And
Bond-
you're going to
bond.
probably think like this lender is saying that. No, it's the truth. I mean, I'm good at what I do. I don't really get shocked because I know what I do. I'm good at my craft and I've been doing this for so many years. I started off in real estate. I started off in escrow. I started off in lending, processing, underwriting, TC, everything you can think of. And I know my shit. Not every person knows that because they get licensed and they think that that's it. It's not. But you really need to diversify your portfolio. Why? Because you need backups. You need options. You need to make sure you're providing your client the best resource. And if your first lender who you're told to work with isn't offering down payment assistance, isn't offering other options or other ways to get creative, you're working with the wrong team.
Oh, working with
Second
the
thing-
wrong team.
If your lender isn't providing options, you're working with the wrong team. If your lender isn't telling you to get creative or move things around, you're working with the wrong team. If your lender is not offering ways to restore credit or fix things within a month or two, if your client is not following your lender's decisions or options or ideas or creativity, you're working with the wrong team with the buyer and a lender who is a buyer who's not realistic, is not willing to do it. Because when somebody wants something, I have had buyers perform miracles out of nothing. I have had buyers tell me, I have 20 grand from this person or that person. I'm like, what? I've had buyers when
Yeah.
when somebody wants something,
They
as
get
a
it.
spoiled brat, as a spoiled diva that I was raised by as a daddy that gave me everything. If I wanted something, my dad gave it to me. Same thing with buyers. Buyers will find ways to make shit happen.
Buyers will find a way. Again, that just happened
Yeah.
where they were looking for over a year, and I'm sure their agent was probably blaming them the
Mm-hmm.
entire time.
Yep,
It
of
wasn't their
course.
fault because they ended up going probably $50K above what their budget was,
Yeah.
and they ended up coming in with an extra $20K than they told that agent that they had. They got it done because they wanted it. You just have to set up the expectations correctly, and a lot of you agents
1,000%.
don't have the cojones to set up the expectations correctly. You're so scared of losing the business, and you're scared of shopping your own lender. Hey, look, I know the person's a great person. Maybe you go golfing. Maybe they brought bagels in last week, but you need to shop them if it's
Yeah.
going to help your client.
So with that being said, the first thing is make sure your realtor knows their shit. Make sure your realtor has numbers to back it up.
Yep.
Ask them for weird scenarios. Throw curveballs at them. The way they respond is going to be your answer.
Ask them how many deals have they closed. How many deals have you closed?
You're interviewing. Buying a home is an interviewing process. Same thing with lenders. If your lender didn't offer you 10, 20 options, you're working with the wrong lender. Same thing. Our job is to get creative. How do we know? Look at our numbers.
Yes.
And for you new agents, it's okay. Like if you're a new agent and you don't have that experience, then align yourself with someone who
Yes.
does. Right?
Damn right.
Get that agent in the
Someone
office
like
that's
Vanessa.
a killer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Diego, who kills it. Who
Don't
kills
be
it.
scared to ask questions.
Damn right.
Don't. Your job. Listen, if I was a buyer and I did not know anything about this industry, ask every question. There is no dumb question. There is none. And
Absolutely.
if they're being condescending or they're threatening you or they're trying to reroute you in another direction, you're working with the wrong team.
I love the
Bottom
way
line,
you said that.
it's the truth. It's the truth. Also, ask them, how long have you been in? It's okay if you're, listen, I was new talent at one point. I think we all were. But the difference between me and new talent is that I came from the background of operations. I love what I did. And if I didn't have the answer, I found a solution. I didn't tell you I don't know. I didn't find a bullshit answer. I said, that's a great question. Let me get back to you. I didn't think of that. That's a great question. That's a great approach. If you already automatically know if a lender or a realtor are running based off of operation or they're running off of a transaction.
Or just sales.
If
like
you're,
just a
if you're,
salesperson.
listen, the first interview is you can tell if somebody's being transactional. We're not here to be transactional.
Yeah.
We're here to build a lifeline of a family business.
Exactly.
And that stems to my business
Love it.
and my accident.
Oh, I know.
Should we go there?
Oh, I
Yeah.
think we're going to go
All
there.
I
right.
think it's time to go
All
there.
right, let's go there. Okay.
All right. So you
We'll
went
end
through
it with that.
something that was very dramatic in your life.
Yes.
What happened?
So first of all, let's go off with the fact when people say that you had an accident, everybody automatically steers to a vehicle. Accidents don't happen from vehicles. Listen, I've been a healthy, fit person my entire life. I had the best personal trainer at Equinox, and Equinox is the best of the best. It's like the creme brulee of the brulee. I was very healthy. I've had a great lifestyle. I've worked hard, and I maintained myself in the best way possible. And I felt unstoppable because I said, hey, listen, I have the best insurance. I eat wealthy. I eat healthy. I have trainers. And you don't ever think that you're going to fall and slip and break your head. And I did. I went through that. And before my accident, I was a workaholic. I know some of us are workaholics. I'm a workaholic. But the truth is, I wasn't a workaholic. I love what I did so much that I was willing to sacrifice my own family time, my own personal life, and my hobbies to make people's dreams a reality. And even though everybody else saw it as a workaholic situation, I didn't view it that way. I viewed it like I'm making people's lives matter. I'm changing their lifestyles. So when I slipped and fell at a client's house and cracked my head open on a cement, I had 3 heart failures and I was in a
What?
coma. Yeah.
You cracked your head on the cement.
I have a scar this big. Yeah. And I had over $300,000 in medical bills. Luckily I had insurance.
Dude, what did that
my
client think?
God.
We're not going to go there because they didn't even have the decency to send flowers or be thankful or grateful, but it's okay.
Dude, yeah, I'm freaking.
Yeah. That's a red flag, right?
Yeah, they probably thought you were going to sue the hell out of them. They were going to bury
Who
your
knows
body
what
out in
it
the back.
was, but there was no class, but it's okay.
You cracked your head.
Yeah, I know. But that's where you also realize where the class is. So with that being said, I literally fell on my ex-partner's hands and he thought I had one too many drinks, which I probably did. We had fun. But he didn't even realize
I mean,
that I was
it's the business.
But he
We all
didn't
do that.
realize
We're
that
realtors.
I was bleeding all over his shirt. And I don't even know where this couple came from. And they were like, hey, your girlfriend is bleeding all over your shirt. And he was like, what? And little did he know, while I was bleeding all over his shirt, my heart was stopping and I was dying. And that person called the hospital. And I had like an outside body experience where like I woke up like a few days after, I was like, who was the girl that called the cops? And he's like, how do you remember that? You were gone. And I was like, I don't even know how to explain to you. I really think it was an angel because to this day, I don't even know who they were. He doesn't even know.
Ooh, I got chills.
But
Ooh, I did
the
too.
point is, when I was dying in his arms, I was gone and I had an outside body experience and I was already ready. Like, it's weird. When you know you're dying, you're okay, you're at peace. And then when I went into the ambulance, my
were
heart stopped
dying.
again. And they gave me like an adrenaline rush shot. I don't know what it was. As soon like my heart stopped.
like an EpiPen or something.
Yeah. As soon as
Or
my
not
heart
EpiPen.
stopped and I was,
Adrenaline.
it's crazy because as I was already dying, I was in another world. I can't even explain it to you guys. But the point is, as soon as my heart stopped, it stopped enough to the point that they gave me a shot and they pulled me out of the out of the ambulance. And it was like a movie where you're running with like through it and your body's like just gone. And, I entered another
And
world.
you still remember that. That's
remember
awesome. Like it was
everything.
yesterday.
So you were dead.
I was gone. I had 3 heart
Couple
failures.
times.
I had 3 heart failures. I woke up, and before I woke up, my mom was in the hospital by myself because it was COVID still and nobody could be around me. And they were already telling my mom, like, we want to let you know, like, your daughter had a severe head trauma. She may not wake up being herself. If she wakes up talking, do not believe her. And at any moment, her heart or her brain they're going to stop. So just be prepared. And my mom has been through this before with me because I've been through other issues. And she's like, okay. So when I finally woke up from a 48-hour coma, the first thing I did was like, where am I? I was trying to take everything out of my system. And I was like, I have to go to work. I have clients. And my mom was like, okay, Vanessa's back. And I was like, I got to go.
And it's still Vanessa.
And then, mind you, I had PPO. PPO insurance is the best of the best.
Yes, PPO,
And
baby.
you can't trust people when they find out that you have PPO because they're going to take advantage of you. And I was like, Mom, they want my money. I got to go, you know? And she's like, no. And like when I woke up from my coma, before they woke me up, I had 10 doctors trying to wake me up, screaming, touching my chest. And I had like 3 neural doctors and I had like regular doctors because my brain and my head were not together. And bottom line, I woke up and I didn't think it was real. Like I already had like digressed and wrote down in my head how I was going to talk to my agent. The buyer's like, I had an accident. Like, I'm sorry, I was in a coma. Like, I'm here back. I'm so sorry. Like, you know, I already had it all programmed.
You weren't sleeping. You were waiting.
I was waiting.
Like Chuck Norris.
I had a whole system written down and they put me back to sleep because they were like, this girl does not get it. When I finally woke up, I was like, I have to pee. And when I was like laying down in a coma,
You had the catheter and everything.
they were like literally putting a bucket underneath me to use the bathroom. I was like, okay, this is severe. This is real. And then it's crazy because I just had so many moments where I was ready to die. And the last moment was when a travel nurse gave me the wrong medication she wasn't supposed to give me. And my heart started dropping 50, 40, 30. And they were trying to rush me to have heart surgery. And I was like, I'd rather die than have this. This isn't true.
Heart surgery?
Yes. And then out of nowhere, I swear to you, I started puking. Like I was puking.
What the fuck?
And I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm fine. But the point is, after that accident, I've been through a lot of shit in life. Obviously our industry, the level of stress that we deal with, like I felt unstoppable. I was like, this? No way. A good drug will ease it out. But when I realized I couldn't walk, I was walking on a crutch. I was walking on eggshells. Like I couldn't walk. You know, I was walking on crutches. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't dream for months. I would wake up at 4 a.m. and the level of pounding. I never struggled with headaches as stressful our job was. Like I can't even explain to you. I was walking in hell for 9 months on earth.
Yeah.
And despite those 9 months on earth of hell, I was still working. I was still delivering dreams. I was still closing over $1 million in production a month.
There's got to be that one client that's like, dude, she sucked.
There wasn't. And I'm going to tell you this. I had this one client that I had met 2 years ago with another realtor. And somehow he circled back to me with another realtor. And I finally got him into escrow when he realized, like, okay, this girl has to be the girl. Like, she has to be the shit if I found her with another realtor and I found her with another realtor.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Damn right.
And I broke him and my agent was like, oh my God, like, how did you? I was like, girl, you don't even know the history with this client. He had been with me since day one. He was with me when I had my accident. And during my accident, my assistant dealt with him. And when I finally came out of the hospital, and we're getting ready to close, which was a few weeks later, he's like, can I ask you something? And I said, yeah, what's going on? He goes, how bad was your accident? I was like, I don't want to ask you, but I need to know. And I was like, why do you ask? He goes, Vanessa, you went from being top tier, not that you're not, but being the creme of the creme brulee that broke me to give in to you stuttering and not being able to talk right and having to hesitate and repeat yourself.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And here you are still working when you shouldn't be working.
Yeah.
And when he told me
that hit you.
That hit me hard.
Yeah, it did.
And I was like, God, my neurologist to this day, my doctors don't even understand how I'm alive, or two, I'm not mentally brain dead. Yeah. Mind you, I don't remember half of my memories. I used to have the best memory. I could remember every little detail. I don't remember so many things. A lot of my friends tell me, like, remember this? I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. When it comes to like everything else,
So it was like long term. That kind of got
like
affected.
long term, a lot of things I don't remember. Old Vanessa was unhinged. She was wild. She was crazy. I love a lot of parts of her. She did not give a shit. But I love that this accident brought me back into reality. And I do give a shit now. But the point is, like, despite everything, God protected my craft.
Damn, girl.
I still to this day, you would never even think I had an accident because I know my shit. And God only knew what he did. And I think it was because he rebuilt my character from the ground up. And that client was a reminder of it. And with that being said, you have two ways to live after certain chaos. Either you continue to live in your brokenness and create and make money, or you refigure a way and you rebuild yourself from the ground up and you add more value to your clients and your business and yourself with a better meaning.
I love the way you put
Mic
that.
drop.
I love the way you put that. It's
Yeah.
There's not really a better way to end the episode, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
So no matter if you're starting or you're continuing, you control what you do, especially when it's a gift that you don't even have an answer to.
And I like that, like, because we're in awe of the way you turned such a negative into a positive.
You
like,
have to.
This put me in a different place in life. You told us that how it gets you to re-examine everything that was in your
Everything.
current situation.
Yeah.
We're like, wait a minute, you took this horrible death situation where you literally died and came back to life.
And here we are, all of us.
And here we are. You're on Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast.
We're not.
Look
And the
how
truth
blessed
is,
you are.
We're all
to be
blessed.
on our podcast.
We're all blessed.
Right.
No, we're blessed
Yeah.
to have you on the
Thank you.
podcast.
We are.
Now, one of the segments that we like to do is called Tell the People.
Yep.
So you have a camera right here that is just pointed at the world. What is something that, I mean, it doesn't matter. It could be, you could be talking to your mom. You could be talking to a friend. You could be talking to buyers. You could be talking to realtors and lenders. Whatever it is that's on your mind, get it off your chest. Please tell the world.
If you're good at something, be great at it. If you're not, walk away. Our industry, our people rely on us. They rely on us for their wealth. They rely on us for equity, for a better lifestyle. If you're in it for the money, get the fuck out of our industry and allow us to keep performing, because our job is not catered around a money or a check or a vacation. It's catered on lifestyles and life improvement and wealth building.
Lifestyles.
So
You're
either
right.
you're in it or get the fuck out.
You're right.
If
I
you're
love
busy,
it.
if you're busy following the cloud of like, if I drive a better car, if I wear a better suit, if I have a better purse, if I have diamonds, listen, nobody gives a shit. We look at what you do for a living and are you a representation of what you're selling or doing? That's it.
Wow.
We can't wait to have you on the show again.
Oh, I love it.
I feel like we said that to everybody. We have not had a single person on the show again.
I know we really
you guys are
haven't.
embarrassing.
We're like, this is the last time we'll ever see you.
Yeah, we're
Honestly.
never going to see you.
No.
No. Cooks.
You're
She's
coming
a
You're
back.
homie
like
now.
laughing.
You are definitely
Horrible.
coming back. You are definitely coming back.
It's because there's just no filter here.
All right,
Yo.
let's do this. I'll see you guys in a year from now. I might come back. Listen, before my accident, I averaged 10 to 15 deals.
Wow. As long as you remember
During
us.
my accident, I averaged 4 to 5, and I was like, what the hell? Now that I'm finally coming back and I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, I'm back to that production.
That's right.
So I can't wait till next year when I shapeshift back into what I am and what I am meant to be. And for all I know, you might have more flips. For all I know, we might be in a better
Damn right.
situation.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm getting back and I'm rebuilding my brand from the ground up, but from a healthier version after death.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a new agent, like, this is who you look up to.
Oh,
right here.
thank you.
Like, this is who you say, you know what? This is a survivor that was handed a bad deck
You
of
should play
cards.
I'm a Survivor.
I'm not going to give up.
That'll be on the IG post for sure.
Or whatever that goes.
Please
yeah.
don't make me look corny, okay?
Oh, no.
That's all I
Oh,
gotta
nobody
say.
could
Okay,
make you
cheers.
look
Nobody
bad
could
or
do that
lame.
at all.
Yo,
I got
cheers.
water
So
in here.
You
cheers,
killed it tonight.
ladies.
Cheers.
So with
'Cause you
that being
killed it.
said, if you want to break yourself from being an independent boss bitch, truth is, if you have a husband at home who loves you and takes care of you and believes in you, stick by him. You grow together. Number 2, if you're independent, you're single, find a man that matches your caliber and you're going to help him rise to the top. It's not about us. The point is our careers and our hobbies are meant to be fun, and that's it.
And if you want to be single, be single. That's your deal. You know, again, we're here to promote all kinds of love. You know, we're inclusive here.
If you're in your
at Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast.
Thrive. If you're in your masculine era, thrive.
If you identify as a refrigerator, we're cool with you too.
Thrive. Whatever it is you do, just thrive.
I love it because you could have really handed it out to some companies today. You could have been like this office, that office, that office.
Listen,
one of them already declared bankruptcy. I told Diego and Zoma about that one.
Listen, I have the more you're in our industry, no matter how big it is, when you've been in it for so long, it's a small world, and you know so much shit on so many people.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm not gonna shit where I sleep. But a lot of us know. A lot of brokers use people for financial situations.
Yes.
A lot of lenders will lie to other LOs and promise them the best comp or give back or whatever or bonus.
Kickbacks.
But they write it on the rate. So buyers, make sure that your rate isn't paying your lender or your broker's office.
Yeah.
Damn
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry.
No,
True.
thank you. And that's why you need to watch Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast, because we give you the real news,
insight.
just like you need it, raw, rugged. And again, we're here to make sure that we protect you guys, because honestly, that's why we're doing this. That's why we've put so much time, effort, money. We're here. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and we are giving you guys information that no one else will give you. And if they do, they're just doing it to promote themselves.
Well, it's actually coming from producers. If you look at Ryan, if you look at Diego, and you look at myself, we're not riding on the car that we drive. We're not riding on what we're wearing or the house that we live in. Look at our numbers.
That's right.
Look at
Look at our years. Look
Damn
at our
right.
history. We speak off of experience and how many clients, and we can easily say over 100 clients.
Easy. That's
Easily.
what.
Easy. Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm going to say this from a boss-ass bitch, excuse my language, who has been independent, who has built her own industry in her career. At the end of the day, don't ever forget who you are, where you came from. And the truth is, we are a representation of the men that we surround ourselves with.
I love the way you said that. And here's a good reel for the podcast. Shout out to Mr. Tempo for opening up a restaurant in Whittier. All right. Vanessa and I grew up in Whittier.
Yes.
Vanessa, Uptown Whittier. Mr. Tempo opened up a new cantina in Uptown Whittier. We all got to hang out there.
We'd love to have you on the show, Mr.
Yep.
Tempo.
Yep.
Well, we all follow you. We think you're badass. We think you're someone that we would definitely look up to, because I feel like, I speak for myself, but I think you guys would chime in. If we can do it, anybody could do it.
Yep.
And I'm sure we would love to have your story on here. But we have Vanessa Mosqueda on here. Vanessa, please tell the people where they can find you.
At That Mortgage Chick with either a C or a K.
That's
That mortgage
so
chick with a C
smooth.
or a K.
That's so
Yep.
smooth.
Not both?
The best
Either one or-
Yeah, all three of them.
Instagram name.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's that mortgage chick.
I am
she's
that
that
mortgage
chick.
chick.
Damn.
I am.
Yeah.
She's that chick.
And you're welcome.
Damn right.
We love you guys.
Like
Bye.
us, comment, follow. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Not a Boring Real Estate Podcast with your host, Ryan Domus and Diego Vasquez. Stay legendary and remember, like, comment, and watch the show.